I sound like a broken record, but networking is not just about one-off events or one-off coffee chats. It is an ongoing process to build a relationship with another person. Yet, so many people feel stuck, unsure of what to do or how to make their efforts actually lead to something meaningful. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. By the end of today's episode, you will have a clear networking plan that helps you build real relationships without the awkwardness. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Creating Opportunities podcast. This is a place where we help smart, ambitious professionals create better relationships for success. And why? Because people matter. They're messy, but they make life better and they matter. And I am your host, Cassandra. I am a speaker, trainer, an iced coffee lover. It's important you know that. And I am here to help you make deeper connections. So let's get into it. Okay, so before we dive into the game plan, let's do a quick recap of some of our networking no-nos that we have gone over in this series. These are the things that make networking feel awkward or frankly just become unproductive. And if you listen to the series, great, this is gonna be a nice little quick refresher. So, networking events. First off, please stop handing out business cards like they're confetti. We don't hand to people and not have a conversation. We have a conversation first, and then we ask for contact info, and hopefully they ask for ours in return. Second, at events, we don't just stick to the people we know. Oh, it's so comfortable, but it's not what we're there for. So we gotta break out of our shell and go meet at least a few new people. And lastly, be an active listener. The most loved person in the room is the one who is a great listener. So make sure you're not talking about yourself the whole time, but you're listening to others and asking questions. And then in the follow-up and the one-on-one conversations, let's go through a couple of mistakes we don't want to make. Make sure that you don't overshare too quickly. Build rapport first, and down the road, maybe we're more vulnerable. Also, in those one-on-ones, again, make sure you're not just talking about yourself the whole time. It's not a coaching session. It's a time to get to know each other. And lastly, just because it is such a huge pet peeve of mine and the audacity, don't add people to your email list without their permission. It's a huge trust breaker. And some general networking icks that we need to talk about that honestly were not fully addressed in some of the other episodes. First, don't force reciprocity. Not every connection is going to lead to a direct exchange, and not every person you care about is going to reciprocate and care about you. It sucks, but it's true, and we just need to be okay with that. That's why we're just going with trying to be a caring person. Second, don't only chase high status people. I've seen a lot of people at conferences, I see this all the time, where people only want to talk to the speakers, as if no one else in the room could provide value for them. You need to not focus on just the high status people, but everyone in the room might have something to offer. We call this the weird cousin effect. You don't know who someone else knows. Everyone has that cousin with a weird job, so don't be afraid to reach out to other people than just high status folks. Now, of course, the first time you meet someone, you might not know who they know that could help, but just be open to talking to anybody because we don't know who they know who could help. And we don't know what their background is and what their past experience is, that just because they don't have a certain title doesn't mean they couldn't be helpful. Okay, so let's get a networking game plan together for you. Now, this is how I suggest doing it for ongoing relationships, and this is a system that is simple, that won't overwhelm you, that you can put into place with your regular day-to-day, and I call it the 3-2-1 formula that you can use every week. So first up, I want you to reach out to 3 new people each week. Now, that could be people you meet at an event. That could be reaching out to 3 people and sending connection invites on LinkedIn. Pretty simple. Some of you right now are going, oh my gosh, too easy. Only 3 people? I do 20. Great. If you've already got this part of your networking down, good for you. But I know for a lot of people, they think, oh yeah, I network. But if you really take a look at your calendar, have you been? What does that look like? And 3 is pretty darn doable. Consistency matters here. Consistency matters over everything. So let's make it a really low bar to jump over so so that we can start being consistent. So start with 3 new people. Then you want to follow up with at least 2 people from your past every week. So circle back to some of those people you previously met but haven't kept in touch with, or maybe need to check in with that you haven't in a while. Just 2. And then choose 1 person every week that you want to strengthen the relationship with. So this is someone that maybe you're going to invite to coffee or to have drinks, or you want to send them a thoughtful thank you email, something like that. But this 3-2-1 is a really manageable system. This is a great place to start, and I recommend tracking this because it's really easy for us to go, oh yeah, I'm doing it, and then one week, oh yeah, no, I didn't reach out to anyone to strengthen the relationship, or oh, I didn't send those follow-up messages. But if you start doing the 3-2-1, it might build into doing it every day. Wouldn't that be nice? But start with once a week. Now, a couple of other things I just want you to know as we land the plane on this one. Please remember that networking is a long game play. Change your mindset on this. Don't go into events or go into coffee chats going, this is the goal I have for this event. I have to meet a person who will say yes to being on my podcast right in this conversation. No, we want to find people who could be great potential guests, and then we can follow up with an invite. We don't have to invite right in that moment. Or if we meet someone for a coffee chat and we want them to refer us to clients, we don't need them to, in that coffee chat, say, I would love to refer you, or to ask in that moment, but to open the door for those conversations. So remember, a long game play. That is why this 3-2-1 formula can be so helpful, because we need those ongoing touch points. We need to check in here and there to keep the conversation going. Let relationships grow naturally. Some of the best opportunities I have came from people in my network that I've known for years. The opportunity didn't come the first time we met. The opportunity came later. That's very natural. But what if I hadn't kept up with that person? Where would I be then? So you just want to keep this going over time. So I really encourage you to have a mindset shift about this and take action on it. That the event or the one lunch, whatever it is not the be-all end-all, but just the start of a relationship with this new person. And then from there, start taking action to make those relationships blossom and grow. We don't just reach out one time and that's it. We continue to check in here and there. We continue to build that relationship. Now, if you are someone who's like, yes, I'm totally with you, and I think building the relationship over time matters, that's great, but I struggle at events. I don't know how to approach people, what to talk about, etc. You are going to want to get my Confidently Connect workshop. This is how to feel yourself, yet feel confident walking in and networking at in-person events. And you can grab the link to that in the description box below and in the show notes. I promise it will give you everything you need from pre-event to post-event to feel good in any in-person networking situation. So go check that out. Let me know if you've listened to the whole series, what has been your biggest takeaway? And if you've missed episodes, you can go catch them right there. With that, we'll start a new series next week. I'll see you then. Bye.